On July 4, 1776, the Declaration of Independence was signed, making America a free country away from Britain. Now it's a mess. So instead of talking about a country you either love or hate, or have a love-hate relationship with right now, let's talk about Edward, a British engine made by a reverend in the early 1940s. Perfect for America's 250. So Edward, you either love him or you hate him. The merchandise ranges sure do know how to mess him up, like in Push Along in 2019 when they made Edward into an 060 rather than a 440. Until when Edward was featured back into the series in All Engines Go, where he mainly never appeared in episodes at all. I mean, I didn't watch All Engines Go and don't care to. And where they got Edward's wheel configuration actually accurate, being a 440, just like here. However, all this improvement would be derailed in 2026, haha, get it, when Edward was re-released as the 2019 model rather than All Engines Go and a new face. This was most likely for cost-cutting reasons, and that the fact that they were relaunching the show and needed to get all the old CGI stock out of the warehouses. And the only reason why this Edward escaped the warehouses from 2019 is because it was for the 80th anniversary. For the 80th anniversary push-alongs, as only 4 of them were made, and just adding some new wheels to Edward. So obviously something like this is going to be highly out of detail compared to the other 80th anniversary push-along engines. And others have done this problem and fixed it before, like TTTE Guy is the famous example. And for some people who might not know, I actually have somewhat of a YouTube series. It's basically unoriginal ideas from the original episodes of the TV show and put them with a somewhat funny twist. Or maybe unfunny, I don't know. And of course, Edward's in my series. However, using the original push-along Edward turned out to be a little bit unfitting, as it felt weird to have push-along Edward with 2026 Henry in one of my episodes. So I had a choice. Do I keep Edward like how he is in my series, or do I use the push-along Edward from All Engines Go, or do not? Well, you can tell what I did. Slapping that Edward music because we're getting into it. So I snapped off the bottom of the Edward chassis. I literally don't know how this happened. Yeah, I don't know what happened either. I just bent this back a little bit and it broke. It just came off. I mean, Edward does only need 2 wheels, so I mean, I guess. And since I didn't have a Dremel, it snapped back and cracked, which is great. And now I could put the push-along Edward wheels onto the All Engines Go. And for some reason, the face shapes in the back of the push-along Edward body, as you can see right here, yeah, it just would not come in. So I had to snap the back piece off of the push-along Edward face, as you just saw from that video. And also, for some reason, there's a buffer beam on the push-along All Engines Go Edward tenders, so I had to get rid of that. And on the main frame of Edward too, where you can see his cab right there, I also had to snap that off with pliers. And on the die-cast All Engines Go Edward body, it just has blue, so I painted black right there since, you know, it's going to be an accurate CGI Edward instead. And on the back of Edward's cab, there's a lip, like Gordon, as you can see in the background right next to him, so I also got rid of that. And then one of the final steps was gluing the face onto Edward and making the funnel less crooked, because for some reason All Engines Go did that with their funnels on the engines. And after final assembly, Edward was done. Now, of course, there could be things I could add in the future, like handrails to the side of him and, well, side rods, as most of the other push-alongs got it too. Now, I think it's time for Edward to meet all of his other push-along friends. Don't you? And oh yeah, there's Deadward. We don't really talk about him.